What's going on, everyone? How you doing today? It's Singer Roleplay once again, and today I want to show you another Immortal King's build, which is Immortal King Slam build, or the Slamming King, like I like to name this build. This is basically very close to the Hammer of the Ancients build, except with one change when you use the Seismic Slam items instead of the Hammer of the Ancient items, with very slight changes here. So we'll go with the skills and the gear very fast here as well. So first of all, the item that you should be using is the 6-piece Immortal King set, and the stats should be Strength, Hit Chance, and Seismic Slam here. This is, you know, my Hammer of the Ancients gear, so it doesn't really matter what you see here. Strength, Hit Chance, and Seismic Slam damage here. Chest is Strength with Life. The belt is Strength with All Rest, All Life, and Life per Fury Span. The pants is Strength with All Rest. The boots are Strength with All Rest, and Seismic Slam here. Ignore this Hammer of the Ancients simply because I don't really want to re-roll this shit into the Seismic Slam. So Seismic Slam on the boots and a helm. Basically everything is the same. Shoulders are also Fury of the Ancients with Strength with Life and area damage. Gloves are Strength with Hit Damage and Chance, with area damage as a priority here. Everything else, the rings are the same. Compass rolls, Strength, area damage, hit damage, hit chance. Convention of the elements, hit damage, hit chance, and area damage. Travel Splash with the fire as well. Fire, hit damage, and chance. Also the same strong arm braces, fire, hit damage, and chance as well. Basically the same, also the same weapons because they are just extremely good. And the stats the same: strength, area damage, and attack speed. Strength, area damage, and attack speed, with one slot for the life on hit preferable. This is it. For the cube, this is basically the only important change here. We have the Fury of the Vanished Peak. This has also been buffed on PTR, but unfortunately it's just 500%, not 800%, just like the Gavel of Judgment. Gavel has been buffed even more, and basically this build is just the little weaker version of the Hammer of the Ancients, to be honest. This is like the non-meta build, and if you're really curious how good Seismic Slam performs, you know, it can clear 100, but that requires a serious fishing, and I cleared 95 and struggled a bit with the 98s, and 100 was really far away from me at my gear and Paragon. But it's possible to clear, just need Paragons. But to be honest, it's just around 5 Great Rift at least lower than the Hammer of the Ancients. The Bracer of Destruction here has also been buffed. It just deals up to 500% increased damage to the first enemy it hits. And another change between this and the Hammer of the Ancients, the Hammer of the Ancients, Bracer of the First Man, they just hit with 50% increased attack speed, and this is basically the default attack speed here, so this attacks slower and does less damage than the Hammer of the Ancients. It is like my only concern about this whole build. And during the same Band of Might, just damage reduction through the Furious Charge here. So everything else is pretty much the same shit. Also I need to notice that here on the left button we have Seismic Slam, Shattered Ground. This is quite interesting because it hurls the enemies in front of you and knocks them up into the air. And this automatically procs the strong arm braces here. We don't really need to proc them with the Furious Charge. So this rune itself procs strong arm braces, and the uptime of strong arm braces is just higher than in the Hammer of the Ancients. That's pretty good. On the right button, Furious Charge, Missiles Assault for the damage reduction for the Band of Might. On the first button is Warcry, Veterans Warring, the same shit for the toughness. Battle Rage, Bloodshed for the critical hits and damage. Call of the Ancients together is one, also for damage reduction as well. We have the Ancients Fury here for the Fury generation for us. Wrath of the Berserker and the Sanity, the same shit, just more damage, more everything. And keep in mind that you should have the uptime of this is 100%. Be sure to watch this shit closely, otherwise you do no damage for the set. The passives are a little different, and the only thing that switched is I dropped Berserker Rage for Brawler, simply because, you know, this shit here, it doesn't really have any kind of returning Fury, you know, technique like the Gavel Judgment. We always spend Fury with this build, and we're always kind of in a situation where we're even low on Fury. This is why Berserker Rage is not good here. It's pretty much a waste of time. So we can't really have max Fury outside of Density. So Brawler is better here. Everything else is the same. Bloodthirst for the healing, Rufus for damage, and Rampage for damage as well. So pretty much the same. Legendary gems are the same shit. Bane of the Stricken, Pain Enhancer for attack speed, as well as the Compass Rose with the Bane of the Trap as well. I can also recommend running Esoteric Alteration. It will make your life much easier. But for the damage, Pain Enhancer is pretty much mandatory, guys. This is it. So thanks for watching, and as another passive for hardcore, you can also go Nerves of Steel and Relentless. Another thing that I do want to say is you can still use Focus and Restrain, by the way. I ran with this too, and it's pretty much the same shit. And you can also use an extra passive, which would be Relentless and Nerves of Steel, which is pretty cool. So you can still try running with Focus and Restrain and let me know if it works better for you or not. It's like the old school way to play this build. So thanks for watching, and I will attach this Great Rave 95 with the clear of 95, and this is, I believe, where the build is for most players out there, with a very potentially clearing 100 firepower, but that requires a lot of Paragon and Augments, that's for sure. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.